So I recently talked about Biden's proposal to give between $20,000 and $25,000 in grants to help you buy a home. Now that program hasn't been approved yet, but I noticed a lot of excitement around the idea. So I went ahead, searching around, typing away to see if there are any other programs out there that could help in a similar way. And there is a really exciting program through Bank of America. Bank of America has a home grant program available right now, that will help you by paying you up to $17,500 to buy a home through them. It's one of those situations that seems too good to be true. So let's talk about the details of this loan, the requirements of this loan, and how you can apply for this darn thing. So the general overview here is they have allocated $15 billion in funding for this grant program to help 60,000 families through 2025 purchase a home and get up to $17,500 in costs covered through a grant that you don't have to pay back. And this is available in 37 states. So it's available in most places. I'll show you how to check if it's available in your area in a second here. So this is kind of broken into two different parts. First, there's a $10,000 down payment grant. And then second, there is a $7,500 closing cost grant. And they can be used together for a total of $17,500. I wish that this was around when I had purchased a home, just to at least check it out. Also, by the way, this is not sponsored in any way. This is just a program that I came across. Of course, do your own research and get multiple quotes if you think this sounds good. I simply just wanted to put this out there so you could check into it further. Not sponsored whatsoever, not an affiliate whatsoever. So the first part, the $10,000 down payment grant, it covers up to 3% of the purchase price of your future home, or $10,000, whichever is smaller. Now, this only is available in certain areas. It's available in 37 states. So the states that it's available in, I'll have this linked down below. You can check on this link where it says find a program. On this drop down, any of these states, it is available, and you click a state, it gives you more information on the program itself. We'll talk about that more a little bit later though. Also with this, there is no repayment necessary. Like I said, it is a grant, no repayment. That's the most exciting part about this. And there's no cash in pocket. So this is really important. So let's say the $10,000 grant is offered. You only need $8,000 for whatever your loan size is. You're not going to get $2,000 in cash for the difference. The amount of funding you receive can only go to that down payment, no cash in pocket. And then the loan to value has to be at least 80%. So an example here, let's say a home is $100,000. I know there's not very many $100,000 homes, but let's just say, for the sake of example, the loan to value needs to be 80%. So that means the loan size on a $100,000 house can be a maximum of $80,000. So that means you have to have $20,000 in equity. Now, this can be done in a few different ways. It could either be done by a larger down payment or a reduction in the purchase price compared to the actual value of the home. Now, most people don't use the entire $10,000. The average amount used is $7,400. Now we have the part two of this grant program, the closing cost grant of $75,000. This is also called America's Home Grant. They're kind of taking like Biden's spin, I guess Trump's spin on everything too, calling it the American blah, blah, blah. But anyways, the American Home Grant, $7,500. This is a lender credit of up to $7,500 towards non-recurring closing costs, non-recurring only. Also, there is no repayment required. It's a grant. You don't have to repay it. And again, the loan to value ratio must be 80%. So some things that it can cover. First, it can cover title insurance. Now, title insurance is the protection that you get in case you buy a home and then someone later sues you saying that they have a claim against the home before you purchased it. It just protects you from being sued from someone else due to some other outside nonsense. This also can cover recording fees. And this is basically the expense charged by your local government agency for registering or recording the purchase of the sale on a piece of real estate. This varies state to state, so I'll have a link down in the description, a helpful link that will help you see what exactly recording fees are. They vary from not expensive at all to a percentage of the home price. This can also in some cases go towards prepaying interest, which is very exciting. So if there's some leftover funding, it's saying in some scenarios, you can use it to lower the total amount of interest you pay on the lifespan of your loan, which is really exciting. Now, there's certain things that you cannot use this for. You can't use it on your down payment. That's what the $10,000 grant is for. Again, you can't use this for cash back. So if you only spend $6,000, you can't get $1,500 in cash back. It can only go towards the expenses. It can't be used on prepaid items, like if you prepay insurance or any other item in the purchase, you can't use it for that. And the average amount used for this program is $6,400. So the average amount, of course, is not the full amount, but $6,400 out of $7,500, that means if you apply, chances are you're going to get a majority of that, $6,400 plus the other grant program as well. Now, there are some eligibility requirements that we need to discuss. First, you need a 640 minimum credit score. Now, if that disqualifies you, I have a few videos on credit scores and how you can dramatically increase your credit score for free. It's not like a scam or a gimmick in any way. You can kind of work the system to your advantage. I'll have that pinned above. You should absolutely check that out because it's possible to increase your credit dramatically in just a few short months by not changing your spending, not buying any BS programs or anything like that. So check that out if you have a low credit score. Also, if you're in a low to moderate income area, there's no income cap. Any amount of income will work for this loan. But if you're in a medium to high income area, the income cap is 80% of your area's median income. Now, you might be thinking, I don't know what my area's median income is. You can visit censusreporter.org and search your area, and that'll tell you a general idea of your area family income, your area household income, and then you can get an idea of where exactly you sit on that 80% marker. Also, you must get a mortgage through Bank of America. Makes sense. They're not just going to give you $17,000 to go apply elsewhere, but you don't have to be an existing customer. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to have an existing bank account, anything like that. You can just go ahead and apply. And then finally, you must owner occupy the home for at least 1 year. So you can't buy this for an investment property that you're not going to live at. You have to actually live there for at least 1 year. I haven't been able to find anything as to what happens with the grant money if you sell the home in less than 1 year, but it doesn't appear to be any penalties. That's something that you want to ask your loan officer once you start digging into this. And again, there is no repayment needed as long as you follow the general guidelines. Now, something that's interesting here is using this program could actually help you on the purchase of a home, not just in the amount of money that you have to save up to buy a home, because that's an obvious huge reason to check this out, but also could help you negotiate a lower purchase price on a home. Now, I know real estate's really hot right now. There's not a ton of negotiating power, but a lot of times in real estate deals, there's some negotiations for the seller to cover a portion of the closing costs. Well, if your closing costs are being covered or mostly covered by this program, you have some more wiggle room to lower the purchase price of the home and have a lower offer that's also more attractive because you don't need any closing cost assistance. So that's just something to consider when you're actually shopping for homes. Also, just be prepared to do more paperwork with this and deal with more of a hassle because it's going to be a little bit more tricky than just a regular mortgage. So be prepared to have to work a little bit for that cool $17,500. Now, how do you apply for this darn thing? It's pretty simple. All you need to do is first visit that page that we talked about earlier. This is again linked below. If you want to find if a specific home or area is available, you can check out this link, which I'll also have linked in the description, as well as this general information on the program. If you appreciate any of that, just make sure you subscribe and like this video and share it to someone who you think might find some value here. Now, a question you might be thinking before we wrap this up is, what's the catch? Why would Bank of America just give out $17,500? There's got to be a catch. Well, I've been digging into this. I've looked at some anecdotal reviews, people who have already applied and received this. As far as I can tell, there isn't a catch. Now, of course, there are incentives for Bank of America to do this, like they will hold your loan and they'll make money off the interest of your loan. And they probably expect you to use some of their other services as well. You know, if you have a mortgage with a bank, chances are you're probably going to open up a checking account. Maybe you'll use them for a personal loan or an auto loan or something like that. So they might be thinking, hey, we're going to make more money off this customer for the lifetime because we're going to have them for, 30 years for whatever this mortgage is. So they might think it's a good customer acquisition strategy. I would also check to make sure that they're not charging a much higher interest rate, because that could result in a scenario where you're actually not making as much money or not receiving as much money from this program as it seems. So I would recommend getting multiple quotes, even if this sounds extremely attractive, just to make sure that your interest rate is good on this loan program as well. So shop around. Of course, like I said earlier, this is not sponsored. This is not an affiliate in any way. So make sure you do some research on your end. But it seems like a pretty exciting program. So I'm pretty excited about it. So that's going to do it for today. I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a profitable day.